Welcome to Give Me Test. Friends, the most important career examination in life you are going to write just a few years after. For last 2 years you have been preparing by various means. You joined a good college, you joined a class, which is the best one. You had given number of mock tests, and now in just about 4 to 6 weeks you'll be facing the examination, which may open up your chances to an engineering field or a medical field or pharmacy, whatever is your interest. Although you are prepared for almost 2 years, are you confident about your performance? No doubt you'll say yes. But let me tell you why I'm asking you this question. Many times I've seen students preparing till the last moment in the examination hall until the invigilator says, please keep your notes aside. That tells me that no one really is confident till the last minute, and they try to see that all the time available they utilize. To begin with, let me tell you what is Give Me Test. Give Me Test is nothing but a web-based testing program which you can use for various medical engineering entrance examinations. These tests have been designed to test your knowledge, understanding, memory, as well as application of knowledge, because we believe that these are the things which is real knowledge about any subject. In Give Me Test, you can write simple 10 question examinations. Let me tell you how these tests you can take. The very first important thing is that you can test yourself as and when you like. There is no limitation of time because it's available to you right at home through internet. You can solve 2000 tests in physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, and mathematics if you're also appearing for engineering admission test. Every test has 10 questions. We have kept this number small because we believe that you can just invest 10 minutes to test at random your preparedness. None of our tests is pre-coded. All tests are generated randomly. As soon as you finish answering, you ask for the result and it is displayed along with the analysis. Looking at the analysis, you can find out from which topics broadly in the chosen subject the questions were asked. How many of you could solve correctly? How many you couldn't solve correctly? But we have provided an additional feature. For every question, whether you have solved correctly or not, we have provided a justification or an explanation, reading which you understand what is the rationale behind the question that you are considering. The most important thing is that you should take 5 to 6 tests for each subject each day. Roughly, it means you solve 50 to 60 questions per subject at random. That makes about 200 to 250 questions in a day. Considering the time that you have at your hands, in 4 to 6 weeks, I'm very sure you can solve thousands of questions. You may ask me, then, if I am preparing by paper pencil test, why should I go for a test like this? The reason is very simple. Because in paper pencil test, you know the result. You know how many questions you could solve and how many questions you couldn't solve. But you have to do a lot of referencing work to check what was the explanation for the question which you couldn't answer correctly. Here you save that time because by reading the solution for a question which you couldn't solve, you can understand why you made a mistake. And if you understand that a mistake is really a gap in your preparedness, you can take efforts to seal that gap so that your preparation is bettered day after day. Now, let me tell you how exactly you can go ahead by using this Give Me test for building your performance better and better each day. First of all, have a detailed plan of 24 hours you have at your disposal on any given day, and you find out what is the active time which you can use. From that, take out at least couple of hours for writing the test in this manner. I already told you to solve 5 to 6 tests of each subject each day. There is a reason behind it. Let me tell you why. In your board's examination, there is a routine of timetable. You have subject 1 on day 1, maybe subject 2, or paper 2 of the same subject on day 2, and so on. The exam lasts for days, and you have sufficient time to lean back and study for the next paper. In contrast, in the entrance examination, you have to be mentally prepared to solve questions from more than 3 subjects, depending upon whether you appear for an engineering test or medical test or for both. Which means in the same span of nearly 120 minutes, you solve questions which are as many in number. You have just little less than a minute for solving a question. And there is the real test. You have to prepare for all 4 subjects at the same time. You have to take decision very rapidly, keeping in mind that you don't commit a mistake hurriedly. Neither you ignore something, you don't read the question properly so that your understanding about the question is something wrong. But sometimes the mistake could be primarily due to lack of information or lack of knowledge in any given area of knowledge. And that is most important. When you check up the score, you will realize that maybe after 4 questions, you made an attempt which was not successful, but it was a mistake in a hurry. Make a resolve. You will read question at least 2 times before you jump to conclusion. It may appear very easy, but there may be a trick involved. Take care. If you really don't know the answer, then read the answer or the solution given. It will tell you why you were wrong and what should be the consideration given to a question like this. When you practice for 4 to 6 weeks in this manner, you'll find that your confidence slowly starts building up, and as you progress writing more and more examinations and seeking feedback and filling your gaps, you find that later your score picks up and you start performing in a better and better manner. I would suggest you will continue this practice besides your routine mock test practice on paper pencil pattern until the day before final examination. Last but not least, let me tell one very important thing that you should know. In the board's exam, you can check the question paper and the answer sheet, and if you find that the answer is not up to your expectations, you can add something to it, or maybe you can scratch the whole thing and rewrite. This is possible, but this is not possible when you write the entrance test, because any overwriting is disallowed. And therefore, if you commit a mistake in a hurry, although you come to know, you just can't do anything about it. And therefore, prepare yourself, be composed, look at the question, read again. Only then, when you're sure 100% that yes, this is the right answer, then very, very carefully find the coordinates and then darken the dot or the circle. If you miss the coordinate, the order may go wrong, and that should be kept in mind.